Hey there, my wedding planning friends, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thanks so much for clicking on my video. I'm Emily Summer. I'm a wedding planner based in Montana, and I make weekly videos on wedding planning tips and advice. So as a wedding planner, I get asked questions all the time, and people kind of just assume that I know everything there is to know about weddings. And while I do know quite a bit, I have found myself learning new things through this whole new world of TikTok and social media, and I thought it'd be fun to share with you certain things that I have learned from TikTok as a wedding planner. So TikTok has brought us this plethora of life hacks and skills, and that is still very prevalent in the wedding industry as well. And I thought it would be fun to go through and see what I've learned from TikTok and things that maybe I didn't think about as a wedding planner, as there are so many creative people in the world that are now sharing all of their knowledge with the rest of the world. So the first thing that I've seen a lot on the wedding TikTok world is doing a private last dance. And I don't know why this is something that I've never thought of before or never seen before. None of my clients have done this. And the idea is that you have, at the very end of the night, while either people are cleaning up or your guests are getting ready to catch the transportation to head to wherever they're going at the end of the night, you and your partner just have a private final dance, and emphasis on the private. So this isn't, I've seen people do a last dance at a wedding before where the couple, kind of does a last dance as more of a send-off and all the guests are around. And so this is, the private last dance. So it's just you and your partner. Nobody else is paying attention. The night is over, they're doing their thing, and it's just you two having a moment to yourself at the very end of the night to kind of take in the whole night and day and everything that just happened. And I think that's such a sweet moment for the wedding, and it's something that is just the two of you, which is really hard to do on your wedding day. And there's so many things that are like for the show of it, and you're kind of putting on this show for your guests and creating this big party for your guests. And so it's nice that this little piece of the night is just for you two. Another thing that I've seen quite a few videos on are these sweat blocking pads, which again, how did I not know these existed? So it's essentially this pad like a makeup remover would be, and it's this pad that you would wipe over your face, or maybe if you're somebody that sweats profusely in other parts of your body that might sweat through a shirt or something like that, you apply it the day before, and it just kind of blocks the sweat from happening. Which, when I say that out loud, it sounds like it is probably not the healthiest thing for you to do all the time, but for your wedding day. So if you're getting married in the summer and you don't want to be having your groom sweating through his shirt, or if you don't want to have a bunch of makeup sweating off of your face, obviously setting spray is great for this as well. But I was surprised by how many people were talking about these sweat wipes. On that same kind of similar topic, I also saw lidocaine spray for your feet, so that it's like numbing spray essentially that you spray on your feet so that your feet don't hurt in your shoes. Again, super simple. Don't know why I never thought of this. I have heel spray that I keep in my emergency kit that is this nicer brand that's specifically for this, that is pepperminty, and then it kind of numbs your feet. It's essentially the same thing, but it's a lot pricier, and because it's branded for that. And so I never thought to just use this very generic drugstore numbing spray. Another thing that I saw that I thought was so sweet was a gift idea for either partner, and that is to gift your partner a scent. So if you're giving it to your groom, having a cologne, or to a bride, a perfume for your wedding day. And while this also, checks off the list of just having a gift for your partner on the wedding day, which is always a sweet moment, having something that is a scent is such a sweet idea, because your sense of smell is such a huge sense, and for so many people we can instantly be brought back to a moment just by smelling something, like a candle or cookies brings you back to your mom's kitchen. And so to be able to kind of catch a whiff of whatever your partner was wearing on the wedding day will always take you back to that wedding. And I think that's such a sweet gesture and such a sweet gift to be able to kind of remember that for years to come. Another one I saw was I think this was a wedding photographer or wedding videographer that was saying she had some clients that, to kind of personalize and change up the ceremony script basically, rather than kind of the traditional "who gives this woman to this man" line that the officiant says once you get to the end of the aisle and your father is giving you away, or whoever's giving you away, rather than that kind of traditional sense where you're being given away almost as like an object that can be given away. I never really, think about this too much because it's so standard, so traditional, and I've seen it a million times. But I really liked this photographer's idea of saying to the groom and the groom's family, who takes this bride to join their family, and they would all say, "We do," and then do the same thing to the bride's side and say, "Who takes this groom to join the bride's family?" And then it becomes more of a connection and union and joining the two families together rather than giving something away. And finally, there was a TikTok of a bride that had 2 maid of honors, which is fairly common. I've seen this a lot. I've been a co-maid of honor myself. And most often that's just because the bride doesn't want to choose between 2 people to be a maid of honor, and so they are co-maids of honor, maybe a sister and a best friend, where you don't want to choose one over the other. They're equally as close to you. But this bride had 2 maid of honors and made it very purposeful. And so one maid of honor was in charge of the bridal shower and planning it and the financial responsibility that comes with that, and the other maid of honor was in charge for the bachelorette party and the planning it and all of the financial responsibility with that. And I thought that is such a great idea because there's a lot of things that fall onto the maid of honor, and it can get really expensive as well, especially if you're planning trips for the bachelorette party and then the shower if you're hosting it. That stuff adds up, and so to be able to split that between 2 people I thought was such a genius idea. There are so many tips and hacks and suggestions and advice and inspiration and all that fun stuff in the world of TikTok, and so maybe I'll do another video down the road once I learn some more things from TikTok. If that's something you want to see, let me know in the comments below. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe to get weekly videos on wedding planning tips and advice, and we'll see you next week.